All right. Hello, everyone. Krydax here. Welcome to another Satisfactory stream. Today we are going to be hopefully getting to the next space elevator phase, which will include aluminum. So I'm pretty excited for that. Let's see. Where did we leave off last time? Sorry, I did miss my stream last Thursday, so if you were hoping to catch that one, I apologize. Life got in the way. But here we are, ready to go. I believe I needed a lot more cable, was where I left off. I think that is the stream title for a reason. We need like 1 billion cable for these adaptive control units. Or is it? Yeah, it's for those. So I think I had like 1/3 of what I needed. And let me go review what that was. Yeah, I want to say I needed like 20,000 or 30,000 or something absurd. We'll have to calculate it later, but for now, I'm going to just go find a copper node that's off in the distance somewhere and just make a bunch of cable on site. That way I don't have to mess with stuff I'm already doing. So I will add a miner to my list. And then I'll do a bunch of smelters. This is just me making sure I have enough ingredients for all the buildings that I want to build. I'm not even really sure if those are the numbers I'm going to want, but I can deconstruct that. But it should be enough to get going at least. Hey, that's ironic. I need more wire. Or I mean cable. Okay, so we got our modular frames. Make sure we've got some steel beams. I'll do 2 stacks in case of needing those for belts. 2 stacks of iron, 2 stacks of rods. I think 1 stack of reinforced plates is plenty. 2 stacks of wire, stack of sheets. I will do 3 stacks of concrete, just to make sure we've got enough of that on hand. And I'll take all the cables I have, heavy modular frames, never quite have enough of. Motors, looks like I didn't have any of those. And then computers, which we probably only need 50 at a time. Okay, that should do it, I think. And let's get rid of this green power slug. Don't need him in the inventory. And then I'll go grab some more fuel, and we'll call it a day. Go find some copper. Get on our little launcher here. Makes life a lot easier. Stick the landing. Perfect. Alright, so 200 fuel. I'll probably just do 300 fuel, why not? Is this thing even still running? No, I feed it canisters manually. So I will feed it a few, just to make sure we don't run out of fuel, but shouldn't be too big of an issue. Okay, so where is copper that I have not tapped yet? I think there's some this direction to the northeast. Pretty sure. Yep, there it is. So we will make our way over to that. And I should make our lives a little easier here. We will make a little launching pad. And then that will help us travel quite a bit faster. Like a lot faster. We're almost there. Okay. Go up this little ramp here, and we've got some sort of copper node. We'll see if it's any good. It's normal. Okay, sweet. We will shoot this guy. Man, that does make it easy. He didn't even move. He just sat there and died. And I just realized I did not make a portable miner, so we will craft a couple of those real quick. And then we need power, which I guess there's power just down here, so we'll hook that up in a second. And then we'll have a miner, Mark II, right here. Encroaching others' clearance. Yeah, I'll say. Go away. Goodbye. You are not welcome here. Okay, so we'll plop down a miner. And then, is it worth doing foundations? Ooh. I'm gonna say no. And I might regret that, but we're just not gonna do foundations. We're just gonna build stuff on the ground. And call it good enough. I just really wish you could build more than one foundation at a time. The fact that you can't continually frustrates me. Okay, we'll build the power line here, connect it up to our little sky base here. Well, it's not really a sky base. Oh, grab on. Oh, I just noticed the jetpack does not recharge while you're on the zipline. That's probably a good balancing tactic. But 120 per minute is only 4 of these, so I can only use all these if I overclock. And then we need constructors. Space it out a little bit. Now I am curious, how many of these do I need? Is it 4? Oh no, these only do 15 per minute to make wire. So that means we will need 8 constructors. Okay. And then a constructor building cable requires 60 per minute, which is, I believe, same. No, it's 2. Okay, so I only need 4 constructors making cable. Let's try to line them up on this end. Leave a little bit of space for mergers and such. And I think we've kind of got everything we need. So we just need to do some splitting. Try to see if we can get all these splitters attached. It's kind of a mess on this slope. Alright, and 120 per minute, we can just do Mark III conveyor belts. I don't know, I'm kind of enjoying building not on foundations. It's kind of cool, actually. Okay, here comes the ore. And we need to copy settings, fall on the ground, paste settings. It looks like I already selected all of these. I don't remember doing that, but I did. Okay, so we need a merge. This is gonna have to go that way. so we want to build it right when it does that little tick, because that means it's lined up with the other merger. And since I'm not on a foundation, it won't actually line up with both, because everything in this game has to be pixel perfect. Okay, that should do it. We will see if everything connects happily. Looks like so far so good. Nice. Okay. And then we need a bunch of splitters. I probably should have gone up that way and around. Oh well. So now we've got splitters. How far do these need to be? Maybe somewhere about there. Oh, I don't know if that's enough. I hope it will be. Ooh, I got both green lines to show up at the same time. That's difficult. So this is the part that would be a lot faster and easier on foundations. Oh, that one's bad. Gotta at least hold control. Wait, are these facing the wrong way? Oh no, I'm just seeing the input line for the constructor, and for a second I thought that was the output line for the splitter. My brain got very confused. Okay, so this guy runs back up. Still only 120 per minute. And we run back up to here. What just happened? I don't know. It's weird. But that looks like it works properly. Also, why are we not getting copper ingots? Didn't I set these up? Oh, not powered. What, you want power? Come on. Okay. So we will power up our smelters. And then we will power up our power. Perfect. Now we hook all these up. I think I've made a mistake. Yes, indeed I have. Don't know what happened for those guys. Is it rotating the splitter after I build it? Is that what's happening? Okay, hold on. So this splitter is facing the right way, right? The input is towards me, and the outputs are the other three directions. So when I build this, the next one, look, it's rotated differently. It's completely... Oh, it's because I was holding control and somehow it snapped on something else. I have no idea what happened there. That's weird. Definitely some form of glitch, but I don't really know how to identify it. Alright, hook up all these conveyor belts. See, that one's wrong too. Huh. And I never once, you know, sat there and intentionally rotated splitters, so somehow they automatically got that way. Alright, so we're all hooked up for these guys, and we need to copy the settings. Control V. It's kind of annoying you can't click on paste settings, like you have to use the hotkey. Because there's a button for paste settings, but that only is available if you already have settings to overwrite. So that's kind of strange. But not too bad either way. And then, you know, I'm realizing because these ratios are so nice, Probably should have just had a splitter coming out of each one and going to 2 of these constructors. Because what I'm thinking about doing now is just putting a merger in front of each of these. Not that we wouldn't... Well, we would normally do a splitter and put it all in one line, but that's really not necessary here. So we'll just have, you know, for example, these 2 constructors will hook up to that one. And then these 2 will hook up to this one. We'll probably have to go like over and up, and then that'll go down and around. This will get a little bit tricky, I guess. I'll have to be careful to not overlap anything. So I think I'll put this one like up. I don't know how the elevation helped me there. Don't ask. And then this one needs to be out of the way. Okay, well that works. And now we gotta power all these bad boys up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Connect that one to the power line. 6, 7, 8. Okay. And connect that power line. 2, 3, 4. And finally, we need a couple mergers and a chainsaw. Merger. Okay, so this one I actually want to face into this merger. Come into all of these things. And then we will make industrial storage container. Put them right next to each other. And that should do it. Cable, 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 cable. And then we need to hook up these conveyor belts, I think. It's just a hunch. I don't know, what do you guys think? Does that can help? Wow, that's a lot of wire. I don't know if I've ever built this much wire before. Holy cow. So 30 per minute on wire times 8, which means we're making 240 wire per minute right here. And then all of that is consumed to make 120 cable per minute. So it's kind of interesting, you know, one cable ends up making one copper ore ends up making 1 cable. So that kind of works out nicely. And then this will all flow into this industrial storage container, which should get us all the cable we need pretty quickly. So I'll just have to come over here once or twice and bury it back. I'm not super interested in connecting it with belts or anything like that. I feel like I just have a hunch that there's a power slug nearby. Out of range. Okay, well, I'm wrong. There's no power slug. There's one in this direction. Oh, I see it. It's right there. Okay, sweet. Well, we will go fetch. Because I do need some more power shards. Okay. We'll just ignore all the bad guys. As jetpacks let us do that. Wow, all that work for a green power slug? Disappointing. Okay. But I do know... Okay. I was going to try to jetpack up here, but that's a little too high. I do know that there's a purple power slug up here, so we're going to go for it. Wire is too long. How about that? I love the zip line. It's so great. Alright. Ooh, we are way up here. Well, there's a lot of berries, too. Don't mind if I do. Now, how did I know this was up here, you ask? Well, I've been up here before. This is a pretty iconic section of the southern part of the map. I wonder what's under those. Probably another power slug. Do I have any boom booms? I do not. I don't have any black powder either, so I can't make any. I meant to bring some with me. But there's probably something cool underneath those. But man, you can really see everything from up here. Ooh, let's go for a little ride on the flying manta ray. Nice. Oh, I see another power slug. He's gonna drop us off. How thoughtful of him. And I'm gonna come close to dying from gas, but we'll try not to die. That was actually really convenient. I'll chalk that one up to luck. Eat a few more berries. I'll grab this power slug. There's a lot of limestone down here. There's a large enemy. Man, it really is easy to kill enemies once you have this thing. Ooh, another yellow power slug. Alright. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Wait, didn't I? Oh, there it is. Okay, so I guess you can load an ammo. So I wonder if you can load an ammo, and that means you don't even have to have the Nobelisk charges in your inventory, and you can kind of just have like one in the chamber type thing. Okay, there's another power slug in this direction. We'll fetch another one or two, and then head back, grab our cables. Hey, where are you at? This way. Probably up there, if I had to guess. They're usually up high. Yep. Okay. Can I get up there with the jetpack? Is the second question I ask about these things. And it looks like I can. Got him. Green power slug is fetched, and there's another one in this direction. Kind of fun to land on top of these things. Okay, so it's like right here. I wonder if it's on this mushroom. Wait, what? Oh. Oh, it must be farther. Oh, dang. It's probably under those rocks, so I'm not going to be able to get it. Shoot. Okay, but we will give up on that one for now. Alright, well, I'll call that good enough. We've got purple, 2 yellows, and 2 greens, which adds up to 5, 6, 7, 11? 11 power shards? That's a decent number. And what do you know, our little buggy is sitting right here, so let's just use that to get back to base. Honk honk. It's very satisfying to drive through trees. Okie dokie. So, what's next? The other big thing that we were short on, if I'm remembering correctly, was steel beams. So this guy's still running at full rate, modular engines. This is also modular engines running at full speed. That's good. Oh, power is the other big thing. I actually am going to run out of power soon. I had forgotten about that. Oh, and I forgot to grab cables, but that's fine. So we are going to go improve our power setup real quick. I'm going to add like 4 more fuel generators, which it looks like we can do with some more rubber and quick wire, and might as well grab... I just got stuck on something. We'll grab some more heavy modular frames and motors. And then I needed quick wire. Alright. So 2 stacks should be plenty. We'll just fly on over. And what I'll probably do at some point is... You know, I kind of actually like building oil stuff out in this area because there's so much water up there that I can easily pipe down, and I don't have to worry about pumps. I will probably want to make a few support kind of structures so that it doesn't look like it's totally just floating out in the middle of the air, but I'll put that on the I'll do it later to-do list. Okay. I probably have more than enough space for just 2 more. But let's do a quick reminder. We need 12 per minute. And this can handle 300 per minute, which would be 10, 20, 25 fuel generators can run off of 1 pipe. That's a lot. So what we'll do is we'll add our fuel generators. I'll make enough room for 3. Okay. And then I need a lot more rubber. But we'll get these placed right now as well. For some reason it doesn't use the little... I can't see those crosshairs unless I jump above them, where it's hard to Stay lined up. Don't ask me why. Alright, I think that's all lined up. Yep. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put a valve, a one-way valve, on this one right here, once I have the rubber that I need, because I don't want, like, this fuel setup can only run so many, and I want to use a new fuel setup to run the new ones I'm building. So I'll grab some more rubber. I wonder if this whole thing is working where it's like not using... I mean, this is a 0%, which is good. That probably means all the excess petroleum coke is going to making fuel. And it does look like... I don't know why that's at 0%. It's clearly not running at 0%. Looks like these are pretty close to being maxed out, but maybe not completely maxed. But I do want to put a valve just so that... Oh, you can rotate it after you build it, I guess. So it can limit how much can go to the other ones. But essentially, I don't want all my extra fuel coming in here and backing these up, because I do always want to use the fuel from my petroleum coke stuff. So we'll hook up these pipelines. And then I can build, it looks like, 2 more. And then we're out. And we're actually going to leave a little gap there. I can run a bunch of pipes through that later if we need to. So we'll hook these up. Looks like I built this one in the wrong spot. Is that right? That looks better. Okay. And then we need to hook all these up to power. Which currently I'm just putting out behind all of the buildings. Power line, power line, power line. Wait, oh, right. I was like, how do they have fuel in them? I forgot I hooked it up. Okay, so what we want to do is then make some sort of fuel plant that will pipe fuel into those, because we are not going to have enough, I don't think, coming from our petroleum coke factory. I don't know, maybe we will. I'm not sure, because it looks like the plastic is pretty backed up. And if we're making less plastic, that means we're actually making less heavy oil residue, which means less fuel. So I probably should utilize this other fuel pipeline. Or even, you know, if we look at the flow rate here, I'm not even using all 300 of the crude oil to make plastic and rubber. So I could somehow use the excess from this to make fuel. This guy needs to go away. Not towards the base, you idiot. Whatever. What do I want to do? I'll just make fuel the easy way. I'll go this way. Oh, I do want to get that power slug down there. We'll do that too. Okay, so we'll use kind of this area right here to make some fuel. And then I'm gonna go get that power slug. So we'll go down here, which will then go down here. Make that down there. Take some fall damage just for good measure. And voila! Purple power slug. Nice. Wonder if there's anything like behind the waterfall or something like that, like a little bat cave. That would be pretty sweet. There's probably death down there. You know, the graphics look really good from a distance, but then you run over here and realize there's not even water. And I'm literally standing technically underwater, according to what it looks like. That's a little weird. Oh, getting some lag. Okay. Nice. Another purple power slug accomplished. Or acquired is probably the word I was looking for. I accomplished acquiring it, I guess, is a way to think about it. You know, I should probably put on my Blade Runners for this. Though the nice thing about the jetpack is it ensures safety in case I do fall off, because I'm kind of over nothingness right now. So maybe it's not a bad idea to stay safe. I'm Scott Manley, fly safe. If you've ever played Kerbal Space Program, you probably know all about Scott Manley. He's a great YouTuber and Twitch streamer. Does a lot of space stuff. Sorry, I kind of forgot that stuff was there on the right side of the screen. Okay, so we want some refineries. I'm going to need to grab some more motors. Let's just plop down a couple and see what we're looking at as far as recipes. So what I probably should do, is it available yet? Yeah. Is make heavy oil residue, and then from that make residual fuel. I could just make fuel directly from crude, but I think that's only half as much fuel per crude oil, because that's 6 oil to make 4 fuel, and this would be 6 oil to make 8 heavy oil, which then... Oh, I'm thinking of diluted packaged fuel. Oh my gosh, which would make 16 fuel versus 4. So you actually get 4 times as much fuel if you do the alternate for heavy oil residue and then diluted packaged fuel. But I'm actually going to not do that simply because I have plenty of extra crude oil for the moment, and I'm going to get a new recipe in the next tier that is basically diluted packaged fuel, but without the packaging stuff. I think it's made in the blender, which is the new building, and I think I'd rather just do that. So since I have plenty of oil, I'm just going to make fuel. 40 per minute. I'll probably just have 2 refineries going. 80 fuel per minute is a ton. And then I will just put an awesome sink down for the polymer resin. So we'll bring the crude oil pipeline, which one we're currently using is the bottom one. Yeah. So we'll just do an offshoot from the top one. And we'll bring that over right here. And we'll do this cool looking vertical setting. And then we'll have some of those splitters, pipe splitters. Wait, that is not lined up. I think that's lined up with the middle of the building, not the actual place. I guess I can just jump straight up. That kind of works. Okay, connect those. Alright, that should do it. And we need to power these bad boys up, which we've got a power pole right here. Fuel and fuel. And now we do need to worry about the polymer resin. So I will put an awesome sink just on the side here. I don't know why the snapping wasn't working right for that. Do a little merger. In front, what's the rate? The rate is 30 per minute. So not very much. Mark 3 conveyor is just fine. Make that a 90-degree angle just for the looks. And then we need pipeline stuff going on here. Let's see, right here. Connect these pipelines, and then we need the little junctions. Fuel, and then we can just run the fuel down this direction. Pipe is too long. I should probably keep it going in a straight line too. Alright, and we will leave some sort of gap here before we build the next fuel generator in that direction so that we can have some space. Now, turbo fuel is also a thing. I don't have access to it yet, but turbo fuel gives you an insane amount of fuel value, but it requires compacted coal, which includes sulfur. And sulfur's pretty hard to come by, so you do need sulfur for batteries and a couple other things like that. So I am a bit concerned about turbo fuel just because of using the sulfur, but dang, I was worried about that. This power pole is slightly in the way, so we will have to remove it. I think it was only connected to 3, yeah. Okay, and I'm also going to run out of copper sheets, I think. Maybe not. These pipes take a lot fewer sheets than I would expect. Like that whole section that I'm building right now, that's only 6 copper pipes. I feel like that would be more than that when you're building conveyors, at least. Alright, there we go. So that's plenty of fuel. That should keep these guys all filled up. And we should see our production go up here. Yeah. So we should see our production kind of max out once these are full. Oh. I knew there was a problem. Gotta power up the awesome sink. There we go. Now you can do stuff with polymer resin, but this is just a quick hack solution just to get a little bit more power. Ah, hello Arundel. Did I power the awesome sink? You say? The answer was no. I powered it about half a second before you mentioned that. So yeah, now we got that going, and we should have fuel running. It's a little bit kind of out of sync, but should be about 120 per minute. Or I guess 80 per minute, because these only make 40. We're using 120 crude oil per minute. But 80 per minute is enough for how many fuel generators? Like 6-ish? Oh, that's the problem. These aren't hooked up. That'll do it. I was wondering why that wasn't working, because I was like, surely we'd have a little bit of fuel. There we go. Okay, now we see our power generation going up. Now these ones, because of that valve, these only run... I just wish there was an easier way to do priority splitting with fuel. Because I wish it could go this direction when we have extra, but it would never go that direction when this has extra. But that's not really easy to do. So we're going to have a little bit of up and down. But that's fine, we've got batteries to compensate for that. So that should at least get us through to the next space elevator phase, is the primary reason that's even taken up as much time as it's taken. I do want to check on steel beams, which I guess that means I should go up. Because I think that's the other main issue that I've been having. And those are going to make these, the encased industrial beams, which go to make heavy modular frames, which are over here. So this has been running far underneath what it's supposed to be running at because of modular frames. I swear I had that set up to make 10 per minute, didn't I? So what's going on there? That's motors. Is it over here? Nope. Here. Modular. I'm short on screws. Huh. Interesting. Why am I short on screws? I'm short on screws because there are two constructors that in the entirety of the game I have never connected. Well, that just makes me feel like an idiot. Oh my goodness. Was that on purpose? Gosh, that must have been so long ago. That was probably in the first, like, 6 or 7 episodes or something. I have no idea. But that was definitely slowing down my modular frame production because I wasn't getting enough screws. Maybe it's because this isn't enough iron ingots. Maybe that's the issue. I don't actually know. Yeah, maybe I stopped those because I wanted to leave some more iron ingots for something else. I really don't remember, but that should get us back to being maxed out on the 2 modular frame constructors. Hopefully. Looks like it. So that's good. Okay. So then that was the main issue we were having over here with our... Oh, you know, I just realized there are two issues. The other issue is this actually requires 10 per minute, but I've got the modular frames being split. So until my modular frames are backed up here, which we are very far from having... Did I use a bunch of these for the space elevator? I must have. So I'm only getting half of the rate of heavy encased industrial frames. Or no, heavy modular frames. Oh my gosh, these names are hard. So yeah, we are going to want to do some hard drive hunting, and then we'll make a much bigger build for heavy modular frames and encased industrial beams. But there's a recipe for each of them that makes them significantly cheaper, and I don't really want to make a huge build until I get those recipes. So either later in this episode or in the next episode, which will hopefully be on Thursday, that's what I'm planning on at least, we will be hard drive hunting, and I'll probably try to get another 10 or 20 hard drives. Now that I have the jetpack and the gun and explosives, I should be able to go pretty much anywhere and do pretty much anything. So being able to get a lot more hard drives will actually help us quite a bit. So I think it was steel beams we needed a bunch more of, so I'm going to take all those and check out our different buildings here. Yeah, I think it was the steel beams we needed a lot of, because versatile framework, yeah, 2,500 versatile framework, and each one of them requires 6 steel beams. That's 15,000 steel beams. So this is another... It looks like right now we need, what is that, 250 and then 1750. This is difficult math. 1750 times 6 is somewhere in the 10,000 range. I don't know exactly how many that is. So let's see how many we have. So we've got like 400 in those buildings already. So we need 10,000 more. We've got about 1,000 more. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So that's closing in on what we need. I think that's like 3,000 more. And I just said we needed 10,000 more. So we'll still need like 7,000. So we're about halfway on steel beams. Yeah, here's all the modular frames, by the way. That's what we needed for the versatile framework. And then we've got... I think we got everything we needed for modular engines, but let me double check all this. The motors, the rubber, and the rotors and reinforced plates. I think we did everything we needed. How many motors is this? That's like 500 and 600, and then 700 if you count what's in the manufacturers. And we need, yeah, right about 700, because we need about 350 more, 365 more, times 2. So, okay, so that's just about right. I think I did measure that properly. And then finally, adaptive control units. Oh, did I need more circuit boards too? I think I might have run out of circuit boards. But yeah, we're already out of cables. And stators. I wish I had written down what I needed. Clearly I need more stators as well. 1 automated wiring. I only needed 100 of these, right? I think so. So we've got 34. It looks like I measured that out properly. So I need 34 more? That's surprising. I did some math wrong. Or something. That's only enough to make... I only got 1 stack of computers and 1 stack of heavy frames. Oh, that's right, because I just put the stacks in the building by hand. That's what it was. So we still need 50 more of each of those. You know what I can do is just put 50 in there. And then... Whoa. Oh, I thought the computers from that angle looked like they were rendering weird, but that was just the back corner. And then I'll put heavy modular frames in there later. But first thing I need to do is go grab a bunch of cables. So we're going to set up another little jump pad or launching pad here. And my cables are in that direction. So we'll launch off the top of this building. We'll go over the poison gas, through the woods, to grandmother's house, and then we'll be at our destination. And there's a power slug over there that I could grab. But I kind of want to just fly over here real quick. Maybe I'll get him on the way back. There's also more iron right here. That's handy. Alright, so we do have a lot of cable. Still not enough. I should have gotten rid of some things. What can I trash? I can trash a little bit of concrete. I can trash a little bit of fuel. Some rotors. And some nuts. Okay. Well, we got most of it. And then we want to be able to launch back. So we'll put some more foundations down. I can't wait for Mark V conveyor belts. Once we get to aluminum stuff in the next tier, it's going to be very nice. Alright, I am going to grab this power slug. Oh, shoot. Okay, we survived. Let's see... How many cables do I actually have? So each one of these is 1,200, so that's 3,600, 4,000, closing in on 5,000 that I'm holding right now. And I believe the original number, oh, I'm going the wrong direction, was 15,000? Is that right? Can I even remember how much I need? Okay, so 100 stators, let's check on that, is enough for 100 automated wiring, and 100 automated wiring is enough for only six more craftings of 2, so that's like 12 more adaptive control units. So I do need a few hundred more stators, so let me go grab those as well. I think I started putting those in a chest in the last episode. Right here? Yeah. And I think that's the total number I needed. So I needed somewhere around 600. So I'm going to take those stacks and then fill up a couple more slots. So that way that will still stop when it needs to stop. And I think I needed some circuit boards too. So let's go check that out. Also gonna eat some berries real quick. Man. The whole video game healing you thing with food is so interesting. Because it makes absolutely no sense. Like, if I'm bleeding or my bones are broken... Like, oops, I accidentally unequipped my Blade Runners. Like, how on earth is it going to help you with those issues by eating a berry? It just does not make sense. At least the medicinal inhaler thing kind of feels like, oh, well, that could, you know, like, heal you a little bit because, you know, it's got, like, medicine in it. Alright, here we go. I think this is all the circuit boards we need. I'm actually going to let this fill up to 2 stacks, just in general. Because you do need circuit boards for a few random things here and there. So just in case I ever need to go back, that way I have at least a few stacks on hand. And then we put... Where do the circuit boards go? Well, I think what we need to do now is just take everything off this conveyor. Put the circuit boards on the conveyor. So if we need 100 of these, we need 500 of these, because it's 5-to-1 ratio, so we've definitely got more than enough circuit boards. In fact, I'm going to take some back. Because we've still got 400 circuit boards. Yeah, which is enough for 80 adaptive control units, and we have how many of those already done? We already have 16. Oh, is that not enough then? Just kidding. Maybe I did that. Did that math wrong. Okay, we'll leave that in there. That's a few too many, but that's fine. And then we've got 50 of each of those, which will give us 50 more, which we'll still need to come back and drop like 30-ish at some point. And so now it's just automated wiring we're waiting for. And that we have some more stators now, which is good. So we'll drop those in there. About 250. On top of that 100 is about 350. Which will get us about 350 automated wiring. And I believe we needed a total of 750. Yeah, because 750 times 20 is 15,000. Okay, well, we're making some good progress. This is at least running again. I'm just going to leave the clock speed at 100% because we've got plenty of power now, so there's no reason to slow it down. Switch it off and on to go back to full speed. So that'll keep going. What are we looking at here with modular engines? They're still running at 1 per minute, plus 1 per minute to get 2 per minute. I think the whole cycle was about 4 hours is what those were going to take. And these are running at 10 per minute, which also will be 250 minutes. Yeah. So we've still got a few hours left, which is good, because I'll need a lot more steel beams still. Yeah. Wait, do I need 15,000 of both? 15. Automated wiring. Times 20 is 300. Oh, it's 30,000 cable. Is that right? Because we need 20 cable for a single advanced wiring, which is 300 cable for 2 adaptive control units. Oh, okay. So it is 15,000 of both. That's kind of interesting. 15,000 steel beams, 15,000 cable. So the steel beams are going to be a lot slower incoming than the cable, so I wonder if we will end up having to wait on steel beams, or if we'll have enough steel beams in time for that happening. Because we are getting them at a decent rate. I mean, we've gotten 600 since we just kind of walked over there not that long ago, 10 minutes ago or something. So I think we'll have enough. I'm going to craft these power slugs real quick. Get them out of my inventory. And then I'm trying to think about what we can do next. This is definitely a thing that I'm not a massive fan of in Satisfactory. Don't get me wrong, amazing game. I love most things about it. But the whole waiting around for the space elevator phase to unlock, it feels kind of worse than like Factorio, for example, where you automate your science packs and then you can get those automated and research like 1 or 2 researches at a time. That actually feels kind of nice because you have sort of a steady unlocking of things until you get the next science pack, and then you have a whole new world of possibilities. And on the face of it, that's kind of what you think this is, right? Because you've got the little hub upgrades for each tier. Like each of these is kind of like a science pack, right? And so it kind of feels like it's similar. Oh, I could start setting up trains, I guess. I don't have 100 heavy modular frames, but trains are something we could do. Anyway, the reason it's different is because in Factorio, once you automate the next science pack, you can immediately start on those technologies. So like if you start chemical science, once you get your first 200 chemical science packs, you can get a chemical science research. But in Satisfactory, you have to get all of these space elevator items, and there's literally nothing you can do until those are done. So it's not like these unlock you technologies one by one. It's just kind of like you have to do this whole milestone. I think they're even called milestones somewhere in there. And so it just kind of provides maybe too much of a... I don't know the right word, but it's like there's specific walls, I guess gates, that you have to get through with technology, and they're not very smooth. I think this milestone in particular is not a smooth gate. You know, I've automated things to a reasonable amount, I feel like. Maybe other people's factories are just 10,000 times bigger than mine, but, you know, this is all set up just to make the space elevator stuff without even having the infrastructure behind it. I'm just loading stuff into containers, and it's still going to take 4 hours of all of this stuff crafting to unlock this space elevator tier. So it's definitely one of those things where you have to approach it a little bit differently and kind of realize, all right, I'm going to get all that set up, I'm going to just forget about it, and I'm going to go do other things in the game for a while. But the problem is, the way that I play, I'm kind of like, well, I don't want to do other things in the game because I've already kind of done all those other things. So you almost have to start unlocking the next space elevator tier kind of like before you're ready for it, maybe, in a weird way. Although I'm just now kind of thinking about what I said, you can't do that because this requires computers and heavy modular frames and circuit boards, which are all the most advanced things. So you pretty much have to do all the milestones in tiers 5 and 6 before you can even start with the adaptive control units, at least. I guess I could have started on these ones earlier, especially this one, to save some time. But anyway, I'll stop complaining now. I'm not trying to complain too much or badmouth the game. It's just I do think there's a little bit of, I don't know, maybe smoothing out of the curve that could happen with the system that they have. I would also like to build some more power storage, but I need some more stators. Is it stators or stators? I don't actually know. Maybe it's one of those things where it's like correct both ways. Alright, we need a few more of these. How many do batteries take? Just 5 each, okay. And some modular frames. So we'll grab some more of those. I just want to have plenty of batteries because I think this is the type of game where generally you produce more power than you need, except for the few times where you don't. So batteries become pretty valuable. Because this small overproduction that we have, we want to store all of that and then use it up at some future moment. Alright, it looks like I have these lined up in some fashion. So the little control panels facing this way, and it looks like we're spacing them out. I'm holding control, but it's not snapping. That's weird. They don't snap to each other. Looks like there's one space in between them. And then where are the power? Ah, they're right here. Okay. Oh my gosh, I don't have any cables. Look at that. Let's fix this. Cable. Haven't handcrafted cables in a while. Alright, that should be plenty. Power line, power line, power line. Okay, so now we've got even more battery storage here. Alright, so I think the next big thing that I'm going to want to do is hard drive hunting. I'm going to need a lot this time, because there's still quite a few recipes I want in the tiers that I've already unlocked, and then there's going to be quite a few that I want in future tiers. So hard drive hunting is going to be a big deal. I also... Batteries can be daisy-chained if you want. No need for power poles. What? Arendelle, are you serious? I need to go check this out. So for those of you watching on YouTube, I just got a comment that I can daisy-chain these batteries. Look at that. You can just connect them directly to each other. That is so cool. Thank you for that tip. So we can just destroy these. That's super fun. Alright, I think they're all connected, right? Showing that they are. Running, at least. Sweet. Alright, well that was a nice little aesthetic tip. Not that my base is the most aesthetically pleasing, but I'll take it. In any case, I am going to need more hard drives for all kinds of things, and I was also considering the train, but we do need 100 heavy modular frames to unlock it. But I think the train could be a cool thing to set up in the next few hours as well, just to kind of set up maybe one long train passage. If we look at the map, I also need to unlock the radar towers. Need to look at that, but the map goes pretty far kind of around here, so I could have maybe a monorail that goes around the edge, and then we can have stations along the way. I've never done monorails before in Satisfactory, so I don't really know how that would work or if that's worth it, but people seem to enjoy them, so I'll probably set them up at some point. It seems easier than a lot of other methods. Okay, so I never unlocked this, so I actually kind of want to do this now. I do need 100 oscillators, which I'm now remembering I said I would do that off stream, which I never did. And some beacons. We can at least make the beacons. And then it needs some heavy modular frames as well. And then I could also get supercomputers now. I don't know what's in this node, but I should probably consider automating high-speed connectors. And that way I can get powerful Mark IIIs. So one thing at a time, let's start with heavy modular frames. How many do I have? Only 23, okay. Those are building up very slowly. so that's not awesome. A lot of computers, though. 20 motors. Okay, so I can't unlock the monorail until I have 100 heavy modular frames. I do need some cables. So maybe it's not totally crazy to do some crystal oscillator action. So we just need a bunch of cables, 2,800 more cables just to make, or no, okay, 1,400 to make 100 crystal oscillators. Reinforced iron plates, quartz crystals. I probably should just set up a manufacturer. Let's be honest. I don't want to handcraft all this. But I'm going to do this as lazily as possible. So I'm just going to put it right here. I'm going to delete all this when I'm done. We are going to plop down... I always think logistics is going to have containers in them, but organization has containers in them. I feel like that always confuses me. We're going to plop down some containers. I don't have any steel beams, so we're going to grab some steel beams. And then we're just going to put everything in there. Of course, that one's too close. Okay, so we will need to... How do I do this? So I can't build a lift down directly out the front. So we're gonna have to, like, connect to some stackables. It's like Lunchables, but they stack. And then we have a conveyor lift down. This is very convoluted. Then we connect that. And that still doesn't connect. Okay, let's try again. Maybe this way. There we go. Okay, crystal oscillators. Now we can only make one per minute, which is actually surprisingly bad. I'm gonna overclock this. And then... Am I not collecting quartz crystals anymore? I stopped doing that, didn't I? Like an idiot. Okay, well, let's grab some heavy modular frames. It was 5 each, so that's 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 60 should be plenty. And then we need a bunch of cables. Which that's probably right about the amount I need, actually, because I said 1,400 is what I needed to make just 100, and I just grabbed how many cables? 1,200, 1,400, plus 600 more, which I actually need a little bit more, because I need to keep a stack, though. I want more than 100, because there's 2 researchers that need them. And then finally, I need to power this up, and then go find... quartz crystals, which I know I'm making somewhere. Okay, they're still right here, so we'll just you know what we'll do, splitter right here. Ooh, this is gonna be good. Pure spaghetti. Here we go. Take this splitter and we'll just attach it to whichever one of these is empty, which is this one. Look at that. It was meant to be. Okay, so that should do it. There we go. Part of me feels like I could actually have crafted about 50 of these by hand by now, and I just don't really... I don't love how slow these craft, these buildings. Also, 166 megawatts. These manufacturers be tripping. Alright, so our power is now being consumed at maybe still slightly underneath the rate. It does look like we're charging rather than discharging, but it does switch over to discharging a little bit, but it looks like we're charging more than we're discharging, so that's good. It's going up to 600 megawatt hours. Alright. So, I kind of want to maybe call it a stream soon, just because I don't really want to start a hard drive hunt at the end of a stream and then stop like 5 minutes in, but I guess we can maybe prep. We'll prep ourselves for the hard drive hunt, and then I will load up my save into the little calculator map thing, so that way we can know exactly where all the hard drives are. Which, yeah, maybe it's cheating a little bit, but I'm okay with it, if you're okay with it. And I want to make some more rifle cartridges, which I will do in the equipment workshop, because we learned, for some reason, things craft more quickly here. They craft twice as fast. 5 ticks instead of 10. And then I'm going to need to grab some more pipes and black powder, because I want to make some explosives. We've got plenty of black powder, that's for sure. Actually, I'm going to put some of this in the awesome sink just because I can. It's not doing anything anyway. How many awesome points do I have? I have 22 coupons built up at this point. That is quite a few. We'll have to use them at some point on various statues and beautiful pictures of kings and queens. I don't think we can actually do that, but that would be neat. Alright, we'll make, I don't know, 20 of these. I don't think we'll need too many. And then we'll make a few more rifle cartridges. And we'll want to go grab a bunch of jetpack fuel, because we will use lots of jetpack fuel on our trip. Okay, so there's 20 of those. We'll make some more rifle cartridges, maybe up to, we'll get to 2 full stacks. Should be enough, because this does half the damage of the rebar gun. So this is equivalent to carrying 100 rebar shots. And generally I'm more accurate with the rifle anyway, so that should be enough to kill anything I need to kill. And I probably need some more beacons. I don't actually know what for. Why am I crafting beacons? Maybe just if I want them. Okay, so beacons. We've got our detonator. The rebar gun, I'm actually just going to put away because we don't need it. Let's see. We'll have to take a look at the items that we need to unlock the hard drives. We'll take a look at that at the beginning of the next episode, because currently we don't have that list, because I'm going to load my save into the interactive map, and then it will show us exactly which hard drives we have and haven't unlocked, which is really helpful. Once you start unlocking a bunch of them, you start to lose track of which ones you haven't unlocked, and that can get pretty messy. But we will just kind of want the 1 stack of everything probably ready to go. I'm not going to need a lot of steel beams, I don't think. I will want a decent amount of encased beams, because I'll build launching pads for jetpacking around. And I think 50 motors will probably be enough. I think 50 computers will be enough. I'll have to go do another cable transfer. I think 1500 concrete's probably a good idea, just to make sure if I want to build foundations and stuff, I've got plenty. 1000 wire should be fine. 400 rods, 100 reinforced plates, 400 regular plates, and I don't need screws. And if I do need screws, I can always make some screws with rods on site. Okay, so then I need to get rid of this black powder and these random alien things that I have. Toss some more black powder in there. Maybe I should have a stack on me. I actually seem to remember that we need black powder for one of the drop pods that maybe I haven't unlocked yet. And then we'll fly over to our oil land. Grab some more canisters. Make sure we've got 200 plastic. Do I need 400? I don't think so. Watch me regret that later. Rubber, I think 200, it should be fine. We'll put our canisters in here and grab how many stacks? Probably 5 is enough. Maybe we'll go with 6. We have a lot of inventory space. I don't want to run out of jetpack fuel. Okay, so I think this pretty much covers it. We will do 2 last things before we log off. And the first thing we're going to do is go do another trip of cable. Oh man, that stupid thing's in the way. So we'll do one more trip to grab some cable, and then we will load up our steel beams, and then we'll call it an episode. Man, I really wish I could wear a gas mask at the same time as wearing a jetpack. It would only make sense. Oh man, I also just realized I'm a big dumb. Well, I can actually carry most of the cable that got built up. I meant to drop a few things before I did this flight. Let's see if we can fly above the poison. Okay, and cable goes here. Yeah. Oh, wow. We actually ran out of... Oh, is that why I underclocked this one in the first place? Yeah. I wasn't actually being silly. So I underclocked this because the maximum production of this one is already 3.75. But I think I'm willing to use a little extra power to speed along this process. So that, yeah, that'll pump them out at 6.25, which I guess we can slow this one down a little bit, but okay. So we'll do that. We actually need to throw another storage container to get rid of all of our cable. I'm going to keep 1 stack for myself. Maybe 2, because I might want to build power lines somewhere. And then we'll go do another transfer of steel beams here. And then we'll call it a day. Whoa. Okay, steel beams. Grab all those. But yeah, so, I mean, I appreciate you guys watching, whether you're watching here on Twitch or you're watching on Twitch the VOD after the fact, or if you're watching on YouTube. Feel free to leave some comments. I do plan on streaming Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, but I will also stream on the weekends sporadically. This last weekend was pretty busy with life stuff, so I didn't get a chance to stream, but most weekends I plan on streaming once at some point on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And I also am hoping to do some Factorio streams too, soon-ish. I don't want to mess up my YouTube series, so I might actually start streaming a different Factorio series. I'm not totally sure if I want to do that or not, but we'll see. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for today. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you all next time. Enjoy your week.